I am a big movie guy. Not so much lately because I got drunk a few years ago and tripped into my television, smashing it into 1,000 pieces. But I have seen hundreds and hundreds of movies in my lifetime, and I can appreciate good cinema. I like the artistic medium. A good movie can be a good time. Not in a gay, esoteric way, the way film nerds talk about it instead of developing a personality, but in a normal way. I can appreciate a good movie, and I'm picky about what I watch and what I like. You have to be these days. There's so much dog shit out there. Much like a good, honest man, a good, honest movie is hard to find. Too many blacks, too many gays. Modern writers' rooms are filled with adult, liberal children who've never been punched in the face. Don't even get me started on conserva slop, okay? Anything the Daily Wire has ever made or ever will make will be bad. Everything is soulless and looks like plastic for some reason. I don't know why that is. Special effects, the cameras they use, the set pieces, the makeup artists, they make them look like Chinese dolls. But still, there are plenty of good movies out there, and these are my recommendations. A few of them at least. And listen, I'm not gonna pretend to be in love with something I'm not. It's a very personal list. There's lots of movies out there that I'm sure are good and fantastic, but they just don't really strike a chord with me. I'm sure Citizen Kane is fantastic, but I haven't seen it yet. It was made in 1941, so I'm not going to act like it fucking changed my world. I'm not going to act like it changed my life. That's hipster shit. American Psycho. Unironically, yes, and I'm not kidding. I actually do love this movie. I have a poster of it and a picture of Patrick Bateman at the foot of my bed, so it's the first thing I see every morning when I wake up. I like this movie a lot. I want to be exactly like him. He's my hero. And we have very similar tastes in the bedroom. I think that's why I'm so drawn to the character, you know? I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Really though, the movie is great for a couple of reasons. One of them being the ensemble cast. Willem Dafoe, Jared Leto, Reese Witherspoon when she was in her prime, whoever played the gay guy. And of course, Christian Bale was the perfect choice for the role of Patrick Bateman. Thank God every day that Leonardo DiCaprio didn't get that role, because it would have ruined the movie. Can you imagine that little twink-like femboy? Late 1990s, early 2000s, Leonardo DiCaprio playing that Adonis of a man that Christian Bale just nails? No, you can't. So, beyond just the casting, which is fantastic, the picture of American society that the movie paints is very enjoyable, draws you in. I like it a lot, even though you're not really supposed to. Having a career that your father gave you, and you don't even know what you do, but you make a shitload of money, and all you do is watch TV and doodle all day. Being surrounded by ridiculously nice, expensive things all the time, but you're so rich that you don't even know what money is. Being a perfectionist about every aspect of your life, even though you don't give a shit about any of it. It's all meaningless. Having a beautiful girlfriend, prime Reese Witherspoon, but you cheat on her with hookers who you beat and strangle to death. It's the high society of Americana taken to its absolute extremes of insanity, and I love it. And it also provides lots of opportunity for black comedy, you know? Every other sentence that the characters say is a joke, but at the same time it's not.
Like what? Well, we have to end apartheid for one, and slow down the nuclear arms race, stop terrorism, and world hunger. We have to provide food and shelter for the homeless, and oppose racial discrimination and promote civil rights, while also promoting equal rights for women.
The lines are so blurred, you don't really know what the hell they're trying to do, but they do it perfectly because you always want to laugh, but you feel like you're not supposed to. It's great. Edging yourself in the best way possible. I love it. It's right up my alley. And the violence. Oh man, the violence. You know, it started off as a joke. Haha, he wants to kill people. He's psychotic. It started off as a joke, but I'm not so sure it's a joke anymore, man. The urge is festering in me. It's got its claws in me, and it won't let go. Every time I see a pretty girl anywhere, I just get the urge. I just want to fucking strangle her to death on the ground, forcing her against the pavement, looking into her eyes as the life leaves hers, man. You know, it's like, I get where he's coming from. The Grand Budapest Hotel is another great movie, and it's the second on my list here. I love it. Ralph Fiennes is in it, Edward Norton, some Indian kid, the love of my life, Saoirse Ronan, and a bunch of other big names who all have little bit parts. It's really fun. Really though, there are two things that make this movie really special. Three maybe. The first being Ralph Fiennes. He's a fantastic actor who I love, but who I've also not seen him much outside of Harry Potter. And that doesn't really count. He carries this movie on his back. The character he plays and how he plays them just make it flow perfectly. Keeps the whole thing rolling. I love it. He's lovable, he's odd, but serious at the same time, you know, lighthearted, but austere. It just works. He's fantastic in it. Great casting choice. really makes the movie. And the other thing that makes the movie is the cinematography. I feel like I'm just saying that, but it's true. This is the most unique film I have ever seen in my life. I don't know what weird little trick they pulled to make it look like that all the time, but it is fantastic. It is the most unique movie I've ever seen, and it is beautiful. I love it. The whole film has this very particular aura that I've not seen replicated anywhere else. I mean, Christ, look at it for yourself. You don't need to describe the visuals of it. Look at it. Like, what the fuck is that? Maybe you're not really getting the full thing because this is probably trailer clips or something I ripped off of YouTube. But when you watch the movie with slide after slide, scene after scene, and they all look like a painting, it's so odd, and I love it. It's striking and memorable. And the writing, which is sort of the third thing I was alluding to, is almost just a part of the cinematography. Writing isn't like crazy unique, but it's just right, you know? The characters say the right things in the right way to go with the visuals of the movie that makes it like quirky and intense, and not really intense, but just fucking good, man. It goes hand in hand with the visuals and the casting and the characters to just create perfection. I love it. On a more personal note, it does help that the actress I'm in love with plays the love interest, the weird little Indian kid, and I love their whole relationship. It's kind of a side plot to the main plot, which isn't... I don't even know what the plot is. The plot is kind of irrelevant. They're trying to sell a painting or something. The plot is an excuse to have excellent characters do weird things in a visually stunning medium. It's fantastic. And it's not boring. The plot isn't boring. It's just not the main reason you watch it. But the relationship between the weird Arab kid and the love of my life is it's a bit of a side story, but it's very well done. It's got the, it's beautiful, it's sweet, romantic. Got that touch of tragedy. I don't want to ruin anything, but it's tragic in the end. Every love story needs a bit of tragedy for it to really be perfect, you know? I love the Grand Budapest Hotel. Easily one of my favorite movies of all time, and you should definitely watch it. Another movie I love, at least in part because of its visuals, is The Northman. It was a breath of fresh air when I watched it, and it blew me away. It's the only movie on this list that I've only ever seen once, so it might not be as magnificent as I'm remembering it in my head, but even if that is true, it's still excellent, I promise you. It is an artistic experience. It might be the most original thing to come out of Hollywood in the past decade, maybe 20 years. It's very unique, visually stunning. The casting isn't anything special or crazy. They did a good enough job, but they're actors acting. It's fine. Bjork is in it very briefly for some reason, and you see her tits. One of the many Skarsgårds got fucking jacked. Anya Taylor-Joy plays the love interest, and holy hell, she is so damn pretty. I just want to strangle fuck the life out of her, man. The whole movie is about this guy who was driven from his homeland as a child when his father was betrayed by his uncle. Sound familiar? And he has dedicated himself with an insane level of commitment to avenging his father. The movie takes place like a decade after he's been kicked out of his kingdom. He's a full-grown man now, a jacked and handsome Swede, 25-year-old, just fucking, jacked and handsome Swedish dude. He's a Nord who is hell-bent on achieving his mission. Only things are not quite as they seem. What this movie may lack in dialogue and character development, it makes up for in every other regard. It's just fantastic. Visually stunning, very creative. It's an artistic experience. It gets an A+ S tier even for just pure unadulterated heart. There is no gay shit, no feminism, no blacks, no black people, no blacks. And that's very important. No black people, no blacks. No beating around the bush, no modern day corporate bullshit to distract you from the experience. And it feels real and grounded, okay? Not like this plastic bullshit filmmaking that you see ruin all sorts of movies nowadays, all right? Even if it's real, even if it's not special effects, something. I don't know if it's a filter, I don't know if it's the makeup, I don't know what it is. The way they shoot these movies, it looks fake. Not this one. You feel in the shit. You feel like you're there. You feel bad for them, okay? It's experimental and artistic. Probably not for everyone. It's definitely a weird fucking movie, all right? It's a bit odd, but it is original. It's definitely worth giving a shot. Here's a movie that is for everyone. The Nice Guys. Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe, and Margaret Qualley, who, again, I am fucking in love with. Skinny, pitch black hair, kind of fucked up looking. Just my type. The Nice Guys is the second best comedy I've ever seen in my life. Every time I watch it, I piss myself laughing. And that's impressive, because making a funny movie actually funny is really hard to do. Just ask Amy Schumer. Ryan Gosling is so damn charismatic. I love him in everything he does, but this might be my favorite role of his. Him and Russell Crowe both play these deadbeat private detectives in 1970s LA. They're forced to work together to solve a mystery, but they get in a little over their head. A classic premise with lots of opportunity for all sorts of hijinks. and the movie takes full advantage of it. Nothing about this movie is particularly unique or original. It's just a great premise executed to perfection. There's a child actress in it who I think is hot now, since it was made in 2016 or 14 or something. But she's not annoying, which is hard to do. I hate children in movies because they're dog shit actors, but this one was tolerable. The characters are all treated with respect, even though they're goofy, which just makes them all the more human, and what they do all the more funny. Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling are fantastic together. If you want to watch something that will definitely make you laugh, watch this movie, and you will not be disappointed. That's all I really have to say about it. It's just an underrated film that I want more people to look at, because it's great. It's, like I said, second best comedy I've ever seen. You need to watch it. Give it a chance. Speaking of Ryan Gosling, La La Land. This movie made me cry. A 14-year-old boy coming out of the theater with red eyes. It's the best romance I've ever seen, and the second best musical too. Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, beautiful. Two beautiful people play these lovers who are perfect for each other, but they just can't make it work. They're just too human, they're too different. It's been a while since I've actually seen this one, so I forget a lot of the smaller details, but I remember that it is classy, and sexy, and tragic, beautiful. Everything that a good love movie should be. No other movie of that nature has made me feel that way to that extent before or since. It's a beautiful movie that I love. And most musicals are bad too, alright? But not this one. Even as a 14-year-old coming to the theater for the first time, I was blown away at how good the choreography and the singing was. The dancing. It was just ridiculous, but that wasn't even the best part, because the best part of the movie is the relationship between Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, who basically play versions of themselves. And how tragic the whole thing is. They love each other. They're meant for each other. They're both sexy, but they just can never make it work. They're too flawed. They're too different. They're too human. Oh, make me cry just thinking about it. I'm gonna get a tear running down my cheek. The energy of the movie is just astounding. The colors, the visuals, the music. God, the visuals. Let me say that one more time. The visuals. Beautiful bloody movie. Helped by the fact that they're both incredibly attractive people. The costume design, the way they look, the way they dress, the camera shots. Fucking, makes me want to come. Beautiful really is the only word you can use to describe it. I love this movie so much. Might be my favorite. Well, it's up there. And it holds a special place in my heart because this film is what made me hate Hollywood. The first and the last Oscar award that I ever gave a shit about was Best Film of the Year 2016. After watching it in the theater, I knew that it was going to win, and I wanted it to win because it was just so good. There's no way anything was going to be better than it that would have come out that year. So I wasn't at all surprised when the announcers at the Oscars said that it won Film of the Year. I was, however, surprised when moments later somebody came on stage and said that there had been a mistake, and that actually Moonlight had won. Moonlight, a boring, dog shit character drama about gay black kids fucking each other and arguing with their parents. Black gay sex, homosexual black intercourse, gay black sex. They're black and they're gay. It was at this moment that I truly understood just how fucked up society was. The gay black sex movie beat out a fucking masterpiece because, we can't be racist, can we? Yeah, I can, and I am. I sure can, but don't let that taint the memory of what La La Land is, okay? Because it really is a masterpiece that everybody should watch. Fucking love that movie. I cannot recommend it enough. And there's plenty of other movies I can't recommend enough, but we'll save that for another time. I've just given you 5 fantastic ones to watch. So go and do your homework, and we'll come back some other time and I'll give you some more.